So this week, I built an AI agent that's whole job is to monitor another AI agent that is in our customer service inbox. And it's been able to take our AI response rate and success rate from 12% to 40% overnight. That is crazy because it's passively improving the business whilst I'm not doing anything. This is out of the box. I'm Rory. And let's get into the previous week here at Shirt in a Box. So first of all, business is going pretty well. Sales are up. We've got the World Cup going on right now. As I'm recording this, the World Cup went live yesterday. Really good game to start off with. Mexico versus South Africa. A rerun of a game that was in Johannesburg in 2010 when South Africa were hosts and you had that iconic celebration. This time, again, the hosts win. Mexico absolutely pumped them. I think everyone says this every time the World Cup comes around. You know, it's not going to be as good this time. And they always give a reason. In Qatar, it was because it was, illegal immigration or illegal migrants. Or maybe it was legal migrants, but they were building the stadiums. They were kind of oppressed as part of this. Then you had the fact that the bribes had secured the World Cup. The fact that it was in the winter. The fact that no one could get to Qatar. The fact that it was expensive. The fact that the Qatar wasn't a footballing nation. So there was plenty of reasons last time around, and yet Qatar was one of the best World Cups. I think that has been in existence. At least maybe that's recency bias, but it was a really good World Cup. Again, we have same factors going into this one. People are saying, it's expensive to get to. Trump is refusing people at the borders. Even like hotels and stuff like that are ridiculously price gouging. Americans aren't into football. And then you've got the backdrop of war and kind of economic scenarios where it's not the best right now. And yet the World Cup always delivers. I firmly believe this will be a great World Cup and I'm excited for how it plays out. For us, our sales activation went live about 10 days ago. So initially we kind of cold ruled it out and then started picking up momentum slowly bit by bit. Now we're in full flow. I think we still have volume to go and I'm excited to see that play out as more hype builds around the World Cup. But I'm quite happy with how we're doing so far. A lot of this kind of World Cup has been where we've done a lot of ads, just direct marketing ads. So a lot of UGC, statics, founder ads, partnership ads, podcast ads. I think for next big promotions, we'll probably create a foundational piece of content, like a main activation, something that could almost be used as a TV advert. And then off of that, we'll use that for brand on organic. So we'll maybe create 7 or 8 pieces of Instagram off the back of it. We'll run that main piece of content through as a YouTube video. I don't know if we'll run it as a TV ad. We're not there yet, but maybe in future we will. I think that's where we'll go with activations like the World Cup, Christmas, new season launching, Rugby World Cup next year. But yeah, I'm really happy with the creative team. They've pulled through on this one and it's all been very smooth. Normally, we're very ad hoc with how we do things. So we're like, World Cup's in 2 months, let's do it. This time it was planned out months in advance. Very smooth. Everything was organised within ClickUp. Our team executed on that vision. And I think that's one of the biggest leaps we've made this last year is that everything is very, very measured out and done to what we have planned. Okay, so I touched on at the start about this AI agent. So last week, Sunday, I had a bit of spare time, bought the Times newspaper. There was the fastest 100 growing companies. They actually messaged us to see if we wanted to be in that and didn't reply to it. I think that's one that just doesn't sit comfortable with me right now, but maybe down the line we'd look at doing. But there was an article from a man called Tom Blomfield, the founder of Monzo. And in that, or not from him, but like it quoted him. It was about AI and there was really some doomsaying, but so there was some good stuff that actually came out of the back of that. There was a quote from him about how the future of business is essentially AI agents that are passively improving your business as you sleep. Now, that sent me on a bit of a doom spiral as I researched more. I went on to his blogs and I then started prompting stuff in Claude and trying to figure out how this was possible for our company. And that led me to building this AI watching AI agent. And so it took me about 5 hours to build. I built it all with the help of Claude itself. So I was just asking questions and then I was running through different scenarios. It was training itself more and more. And then to the point where I was confident enough to deploy it as an agent. So essentially, we have an AI agent in our customer service tool called Slayer that replies to tickets. It monitors it and then suggests improvements that could be made or implements them. So unless it's absolutely critical, then it would suggest it. If it's not critical, then it will just implement it and it will manually watch over the next couple of days the implementation and then feedback. If it's not good enough, it will make another like better one. So that's pretty exciting. And off the back of that, I realized again, internally, I'm probably leading the AI charge. There's maybe one or two others who are really, really pushing the fields of what's possible. But when you have a company that has 15 staff now across 3 countries, you need to be able all to be pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Again, I think as we lean more into the lean principle in the second half of this year, I think that will come to the forefront as people pushing their own improvements. But I, off the back of that, decided to write a message, and I conveyed it in a kind of speech to people at the start of the week about my thoughts on the future of AI and how it's important that people do their own self-development in this. And so I want to read it out. So I said, these AI agents, like the one I built, is the future of AI in business, is replicable across all parts of the business, meaning the business should passively improve as we sleep. A few instances where this could apply, not fully formed ideas yet. An agent that runs CRO tests every week. An agent that makes changes to our email flows every week. An agent that drafts concepts for new ads, using our creative grid, scraping the top ads out there on our own top ads, and briefs fresh ideas every few days with the latest info. As everyone knows, I've been pushing AI on them increasingly in the last few weeks, and that's because the latest model updates have made theoretical use cases actually possible. And like a few of you have found, starting to learn these tools is much harder. You will feel old, you will feel like a boomer. You must push through to this other side. Being unable, or more importantly, unwilling to implement AI will leave you behind, and that is simply not an option. A lot of people are scared AI will take their job. My belief is simply that jobs will evolve like every previous evolution in the workplace. E-commerce as a sales channel, which makes up 95% of our sales, didn't exist 25 years ago, which means we shouldn't believe it exists in 25 years' time. That would be foolish. My belief is having that more AI skilled staff rather than cutting staff, which is what we're seeing with higher youth unemployment than ever before, leads to far greater growth. 10 staff with 10 times productivity beats a firm of 2 staff with 10 times productivity. 10 times 10 is 100. 2 times 10 is 20. But that maths falls apart if 10 staff don't adopt AI to multiply their own output. So to summarize, AI first firms will see greater productivity, resulting in greater growth and a bigger business than those who didn't adopt it. Shrinking-a-Box is and will be at the forefront of this. It's in our DNA as a company to be progressive, to test new things and learn as we go. To date, everyone has bought into that, but as we cross this new frontier, it's up to each person to decide whether they're jumping on this next part of the journey. Finally, I've structured the firm to capitalize on this. There are very few middle managers, everyone controls their own distinct areas, and our context isn't fragmented. It lives in 2 places, ClickUp and Claude. The AI is your weapon, you just need to learn how to use it. So yeah, I conveyed these messages, and really it would be interesting to see how people take it on their own accord. I think that is the problem with Claude at the minute, is that people are scared because there's a bit of a learning curve and you feel ugly with it at first. But really, you have to work your way into it and get really good at it. Because I think, in 6-7 months' time, if you are not good at AI and someone in your team is, the differences in output will be astonishing. So yeah, to wrap up, World Cup and the creative machine's doing well. We're starting to build out more agents, and I can see them being implemented now across the business. I pushed out a message around where I think the future of the company is going with regards to AI. And next week, I'll be coming in with a few more things. Today, I'm going to go and meet Harry Redknapp, the wonderful former manager of Spurs, Portsmouth, Southampton, Bournemouth. He's part of the event we sponsored at Sporting Club Ireland, and I'm excited because we're going to give him a box, but also because we're going to record a few videos of the event. So it should be a great experience. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you next week.